All right, everybody, welcome back. We are diving deep today. AgroGreen Organic Foliar Fertilizer. Have you heard this stuff?
I have, yeah. It's pretty interesting stuff.
It is. So it's making waves in sustainable agriculture. We're going to break it down, figure out what's in it, how it works, all that good stuff. But before we even get to that, what is foliar fertilizer?
Yeah, so, most people think of fertilizer and they think about putting it in the ground.
Right.
Like mixing it in with the soil.
Yeah.
Foliar fertilizer is different. It's applied directly to the leaves of the plants.
Interesting. So like instead of the roots absorbing it, it's the leaves.
That's right. So the leaves actually absorb the nutrients. And the cool thing about that is that it can be absorbed much faster than through the roots.
Okay, so it's kind of like a quicker way to get those nutrients, like a direct shot to the system almost.
Exactly, yeah. It's like an energy drink for your plants.
I like that. An energy drink for your plants.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we know how it gets into the plant, let's talk about what this fertilizer is actually made of. And I was reading the source material here, and they mentioned something called oxidized subbituminous humus.
Yeah.
Oxidized subbituminous humus. That sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, but
it's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful. So break it down for us. What is that?
Okay, so humate is basically decomposed organic matter. Think of it like nature's compost. You know all those leaves and branches and stuff that break down in the forest?
Right. Yeah.
That's basically what humate is. It's full of nutrients. And when we say it's oxidized, it means it's gone through a process that makes those nutrients more available to plants.
Okay, so it's like supercharged compost.
Exactly. Yeah, and the subbituminous part, that just refers to the type of coal that it's derived from. But what's really interesting about AgroGreen is that it has a really high humic acid content.
Yeah, I saw that, like up to 95%. That's pretty impressive.
It is. But here's the thing. There are different ways to measure humic acid content.
Really? So like 95% according to one measurement might not be 95% according to another.
Right. It's kind of like with chocolate. You have dark chocolate and milk chocolate.
Yeah.
They're both chocolate, but they have different levels of cacao.
Oh, okay, I see.
So, one method might give you a higher percentage than another. And the source material mentions several different methods. You've got the colorimetric method, Cananova, CDFA, ISOAACISS.
Wow, those are some
Yeah.
complicated names.
They are. But the point is that it's important to know which method is being used when you're comparing different products.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So you got to read the label carefully.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got the humic acid, but I also noticed that AgroGreen contains fulvic acid.
Yes.
What's so special about fulvic acid?
Fulvic acid is really cool. It helps plants absorb nutrients more efficiently.
So it's like a booster for the other nutrients.
Yeah, exactly. It helps those nutrients get into the plant cells where they can be used.
Okay, so it's like a delivery system.
It is, yeah.
And that's good for sustainable agriculture because it means you're not wasting fertilizer.
Right. You're using less fertilizer and getting more results, which is good for the environment and good for the farmer's bottom line.
All right, so we've talked about the humic acid, the fulvic acid.
Yeah.
Now let's get to the actual nutrients themselves.
Okay.
This stuff is packed. We've got nitrogen, potassium, calcium, magnesium, iron, even a little bit of boron.
It's like a multivitamin for plants.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
But why this specific combination of nutrients?
Well, each of these nutrients plays a specific role in plant growth and development. Take potassium, for example.
Yeah.
Potassium helps plants withstand stress like drought. And with climate change and unpredictable weather patterns becoming more common, potassium is becoming even more important for farmers.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Healthy crops even when the weather's crazy.
Exactly. And then there's nitrogen.
Okay, the N.
Yeah, nitrogen is essential for growth,
Right.
but it can also be a big polluter if it's not managed properly.
Right.
AgroGreen delivers nitrogen in a way that minimizes runoff, which is good for our waterways.
Okay, so less pollution. That's a win for sustainability for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay, one more thing I wanted to touch on is the pH level. I noticed that AgroGreen is slightly alkaline. Does that matter?
It can, yeah. Soil pH can have a big impact on how well plants can absorb nutrients. Some nutrients are more available in acidic soils, while others are more available in alkaline soils.
So the pH of the fertilizer has to match the pH of the soil.
Well, it's not quite that simple,
Okay.
but it is something to consider.
So AgroGreen, with its slightly alkaline pH, might work better in some soils than others.
Right. It's all about finding the right balance.
And that's what sustainable agriculture is all about, right?
It is.
It's about looking at the whole picture.
Yeah.
The soil, the climate, the plants, everything is connected.
Exactly.
So what are some of the big questions we should be asking about AgroGreen and its role in sustainable agriculture.
Well, one question is, how does it compare to other sustainable practices like cover cropping and crop rotation?
Right.
Can it be part of a truly regenerative system?
So it's not just about the product itself, it's about how it fits into the bigger picture of sustainable farming.
Right.
And that requires research and observation and a lot of careful consideration.
It does, yeah.
Well, this has been fascinating. I learned a lot about AgroGreen today, and I hope you did too.
Me too.
It's clear that this product has a lot of potential, but like we were just talking about, it's important to keep asking questions, to keep learning, and to keep working towards a more sustainable future for agriculture.
I completely agree.
So if you're interested in sustainable agriculture, keep your eye on AgroGreen. Think about the farms in your area and how a product like this might impact them. How might it impact the food we eat and the future of our planet? Lots to think about. That's it for our deep dive today, folks. Until next time.
See you then.